Hello, thank you for joining me. It's Nicholas from TMR Now, taking you through a second beginner sequence, starting with a standing roll down and progressing to just slightly more elevated versions of what we did in the previous video. If you have any questions, best email me, nicholas@themovementrefinery.com.au. Standing shoulder width apart with the feet grounded into the floor, take your breath in, and then fold down, roll down, let your body weight hang, soften the knees as you need, sway from side to side a little, and then peel back up. Don't be too placed with the arms. Exhale, roll. Hang from side to side, shift the weight, and roll up. Legs together, 2 more. Exhale, rolling down. Go as far as comfortable. Depending on when you're doing this in your day, shift your weight from side to side twice, and rolling up. Last time, peeling down. Bend your knees more than before, and straighten them. And again, you're going to bend your knees into a mini squat, and straighten. Bend, straighten, and roll all the way up. And now from here, come to your mat if you're not already there. I'm going to get you to kneel down onto one leg. You're going to sit back. You can use your hand. And from here, roll back. Pelvic curl. Breathing in and breathing out. Actually, just before we do that, in the last video we looked at leg slides going along the mat. The next exercise in that series is actually bent knee fall out. I'm going to add that to your pelvic curl, so perfect time to do it. On the inhalation, open your knee. Exhale, pull together. I think I'm a little crouched. Here I go. On the inhale, open your left knee and thigh without rocking your pelvis. So without twisting and going with it. Pull back. Inhale, open. Now this is actually a nice hip stretch and mobility exercise, especially if you've been cramped up for such a long time and you haven't looked at lateral actions in your pelvis. So just keeping the hip still, the hip socket still, and moving your thigh bone like a book, just opening that book page or opening the door and then bringing it back in. So the analogy is, as you're opening the door moves on the hinge, but the door frame, which is your pelvis, doesn't move. Isn't that so profound? Okay, one more each side. Inhale and exhale. And we're doing this as part of a stability concept, as opposed to the beautiful windscreen wipers, which are for mobility. Alrighty, from here, pelvic curl. On your exhale, how far away are your feet? Are they too far away? So just try it too far away and see what the workload is like and how far up you can get. It's mighty hamstring meat. Now, if you bring them right in, feet right up the butt, can you get that initial tilt and roll? It's not as easy to do it. You can get it. Great place down the track when you're looking to build your back bends. But for now, let's be a little bit more conservative. Feet in the middle, hands pressed down. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, roll it up. Hold here. Breathe out, rolling down. 2 more, just like that. As you exhale, you're going to roll, keeping the upper back heavy on the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, commence your roll down, and then you're ready to go again. Inhale. Exhale, pelvis tilts, upper back plants into the mat, neck is long, hands are strong. Now from here we make a change. It's called hip dips. So we drop the right down but keep the left still, and then we bring them up to join, so we're level again. Now my left hip drops down and my right hip stays still, and we come back to center and we roll down. Now when you're doing that, the pelvis goes, one side drops and lifts. The other side doesn't necessarily go up to make a large movement, but especially as you drop the right side, it's micro, I'm asking you not to swish the left hip out to the side to compensate. Let's go again. Breath in and breath out. Roll it up. And now from here, we drop one side without the leg opening either. We pick it up. Other side drops and lift. Roll down. This is an exercise that's done, please excuse me, in your undies. So it's not so much that your pelvis and legs are getting a walk around. Roll it up inside your intimates. Just your smalls. And roll. So the skin still stays where it is. And the bones inside that skin just do something quite micro. And that really gets deep into my lower back muscles, my glutes and hamstrings, and my core muscles too. Last time, I think. Small movement. Trying not to let my legs move too much. Roll down. Okay, let me check my cheat sheet. Good. Now we go into windscreen wipers. So I'm going to open my legs a little bit more. And remember this exercise, the knee fall out? Well, here we are now for the sake of mobility. And as my right knee falls to the right, my body will go across with it. If you're on a raised table or a Cadillac, don't fall off. And then I pull back. My left leg goes to the left, my right leg follows to the left, and I get a nice twist through my body, make sure I'm still dressed, and I return. Now, you are absolutely encouraged to ripple that twist up into the shoulder. So as my legs go right, I think of my stomach and ribs twisting to the left to get more out of this, but try to avoid arching your lower back. So as my legs go in one direction, I get really enthusiastic. I don't want you to ping up into extension. I want you to keep that length, and actually it will give you more stretch through your legs. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. And off to the right again. And off to the left. You can definitely let your head go in opposition, especially if it makes you feel just that little bit extra theatrical. Okay, the second section, I'm going to start with my ball again. Head under here. Very good. Life's okay. And with that, if you don't have a chi ball, absolutely fine, use a towel. And we're just going to get a little bit of a head lift and a head lower. And a head lift and a head lower. I'm thinking of keeping I don't know if you think about this regularly, but the head and neck are separate entities. One is balanced on the other. And hopefully your head is balanced on your neck. I want to keep my neck still and look up. When did you last do that on your back? It's not something we do very often. We do a lot of this, but we don't go the other way. Now, if you're new to it, you might be thoroughly uncomfortable. I can cope with a little bit of discomfort, but I definitely don't want you to be in pain. If it's something that is uncomfortable, probably the wisest thing to do is see a physio or an osteopath and get some guidance as to why that's thoroughly gross. And you might need some manual therapy to help glide the soft tissue around and to release some joint problems that are limiting a smooth glide. And down the track, when you go into back bend territory or headstand territory, this is the very first thing that we'd look at. What's your mobility like in your head extension? Now from there, let's think about the other end, which is elongating and tucking and coming back. Now again, the neck stays still and you think chin toward the chest, elongate very long swan neck, and then let it go. What I'm not trying to show you is how much body fat I've developed under my chin and really squashed down hard. So just like those articulations in the first beginner sequence, we're looking for length rather than an ultimate prescribed position. So we're glancing back over the top of the ball and then bring it in, and then length, length, but not crunch. And again, looking back and length and glance. Now maintain this length and glance, and I feel a little bit of activity at the muscles at the front of my throat, but not a lot, not an overwhelming sensation. And I want to maintain it and just turn my head from side to side. I don't know if you can see on the replay yet, but I think the light's changing outside and there's about to be a storm. Of course, I'm thinking about my clothes on the washing line. So if this gets a little dark, I apologize, but just keep turning the head like a carnival clown. And as you turn the head, you're trying to maintain that length through the throat and through the neck, with the head perfectly balanced on top of the neck. Now from here, I'm getting interference from the linen curtains. From here, we're going to breathe in, maintain the length, head lifts to level off the ball or towel, and again, you roll up. You hold, and you come back. And relax. Glance back over the ball if it helps. Come back to length, and then roll up. Come back. And down. Might be being sabotaged by the linen. Oh well, I've always wanted to be in a Celine Dion film clip. This might be the closest. Lengthen over the back of the ball, come in, lift the head to the level, and then roll through your middle back. Hold there, lift your arms up, lower your arms. Let's do that 3 times. Lift, lower, lift on the inhale, lower on the exhale, and come back to the ball. Okay, just one moment. So we're going to open the leg and add some distraction. Breath in and breath out. Head to the level, reach up. Oh, here we go. So I'm in the curl up. My hands are either up or down, you choose. Now, without losing my mind, I'm just going to open a leg and bring it in, and open a leg, bring it in, and take it down. And exhale, rolling up, head to level, body rolls, arms float. Pelvis hasn't tucked. Left leg opens, left leg closes. Other side. So as my leg opens, my other hip doesn't compensate to support me. And now the last one is coming up. And we open, close, open. And this is about building that tolerance. Tolerance in your system for exercise. And lie down. And just take a moment to recover. Check my time, we're all good. And I'm going to bring my feet back a little closer. I'm going to go back to a pelvic curl. I'm going to add something else. Breath in. Breath out, roll the pelvis up. I'm just going to open one knee and close it. Other knee and close it, and rolling down. So we're just tying this up with a nice bow, this lateral hip opening exercise. Exhale, peeling up, 2 more reps. And as you're up at the top, I open one side, but I don't let the pelvis run away. Last time here. That's not true, there's one more. I'm definitely not able to open the leg as much as before when I was completely supine. Roll it up. I'm going with my left first. How much can I open the leg before I fall? About there, and I pick it up, maintain the height. Other side, maintain the height, and I roll down. From here, pull the legs into your chest, take a few breaths, circle your ankles each way, and let's make your way up to sitting. Wow, it's really happening out there. Going into a different sequence for the abdomen from the top, we're just looking at a seated half roll back. So lie down, breathing out, go back somewhat. Relax in my arms, breath in, breath out, breath in, my lower back is softly curved under, breath out, and coming up. Breathe in, and breathing out, roll back somewhat. So my lower back goes first, and it touches the table, and once it's down, 2 breaths. Soft through the upper back. And come out. Last time. Open mouth to exhale, roll back, breath in, breath out, breath in, and out. Now go all the way down, arms up, arms up, arms up, arms up. Okay, where's my ball? Okay, I've lost it. It's right here. Now, let's have the right leg wrapped like this, so the hands are on the back of the thigh, and we're going to do a floss first, a hamstring floss where you stretch the leg and you bend the leg. The idea is that as you straighten, the thigh doesn't move. The knee changes from bent to straight, which, like a drawbridge, brings your shin and foot up vertical to the hip. If this is tricky for you because you're inflexible, use a strap, a TheraBand, or something so that you can hold kind of here and your leg can be lower without giving you neck and shoulder discomfort. You want to have your leg in a position where you can get your knees straight. Let's change side. But not at a great cost of your pelvis, or you're in the kind of the shudder land, or you think you're going to snap something. You don't want that. Also, if you're not feeling Cirque du Soleil mobile, or, I need a new reference, or you're tight, or you are inflexible, a bent leg on this side will help you feel a little bit more comfortable. 2 more. I don't know how many we've done, but 10 or 15 a day will keep the physio away if you're stiff through your lower back as well. Okay, so if we could go to the first side lifted, which is your right leg, and if we can put 2 things together. Now, I'm so sorry if the audio is terrible here. I have to reshoot. There's a lot of rain outside. So if you're hearing those sounds, I hope they soothe you and calm your mind. So that's up and down, and let's turn it into a bicycle. In, up, down. We're just doing 4. Bend it in without the pelvis and lower back changing its shape. Straighten and lower. Now, if you want more abdominal work through here, add a sit-up the whole time. If you're content with working the lower part of your trunk and hip flexors, stay with this targeted bicycle. Let's change leg. Left leg is out. I lift as high as I can without the pelvis changing its position. Inhale down. When you're out on the footy field, or you're out in real life, and you're kicking something and following through, the pelvis has to change at the end range. That's okay. But when we're in this very kind of clinical or structured environment, the goal is to build your tolerance without making those compensatory changes. Bend the leg in, bicycle the leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pull it into center and stretch it up. Let's do 3 more. You can pick your own adventure with reps and sets. Press pause, do 63, whatever works for you that is sensible, and just make sure that you're layering it. You don't do too many too soon, and you keep the sets and reps for a couple of weeks. before manipulating and increasing the load on the body. Okay, from here, both legs open, both legs closed. Let's just do 4 more. Breath in, breath out. I notice when I do this, this is too high, that it's not an even journey. It can be sometimes quite jittery. So try and smooth it out. Two more. I'm going to inhale to open. I'm going to exhale to close. Okay, so we're just back down temporarily, and what I want you to do is place your hands on your upper thigh, near your knee, which is your lower thigh. And what I'd like you to do is, you see this kind of triangle of space between the fingers and the torso and the leg, the arm and the torso, excuse me. And I want you to fill it up with your hips. So rather than thinking of a pelvic tilt to roll up, just push it up into there and then drop it down. So it's a simple pelvic lift forming this kind of diagonal slope, which is a different technique to what we've covered previously. This again is a Kathy Stanford Grant exercise called slant board pelvic tilt. And I just think of it more as a hip press up into those diagonal voids. 2 more. And breathe out. Up you go with the hips. And inhale, relax. Now the reverse of that, I want to explore spine lift, which is a precursor to rollovers. If this is a little bit beyond you right now, what I'd like you to stay with is the first level of this, which is keeping the legs up and using your own abdomen to brace and support. I'm lucky to have this mat, so I'm pushing into here. If you don't, grab a towel, whizzle it up like this, and pull wide on it down here. So place the towel here and pull wide. Leg up, bend, second leg up and bend. Actually, I might do it this way. No, do it this way. And what I want you to do, we just did that vertical hip lift, but I want you now push or pull with your arms and roll your hips. And rather than throwing the legs this way, I want you to control it. So big breath in and breath out. Legs up and down. Legs up, pull apart with the feet, push or pull with the arms as per your choice. 2 more. And last time. And then come up. Alrighty. Face down. Let's look at some different back extension exercises. So we're prone again, and the arms are wide in this Sphinx position. Breath in. I'm just going to keep the head as it is, face down. Exhale, check in with your baby butt that you've got your longer position. I'm going to scoot back for foot comfort. And exhale, up you come. Lightly press into the hands. If you push too much, you might end up in this locked tilt. And come down. And I want you to feel that elongation and lifting as we were doing earlier in paintbrush for eyes in the last video sequence for beginners. Just 2 more. Peel it up. Sphinx lift. Taking it down. And one last one. Now from here, we're going to add on. As you lift the upper back, let's try lifting both legs. Like so. Take it away. It's an exhale, elongate. So lift up one little bit and then peel both ends up off the mat. And then take it away. And again, lifting, reaching, lifting, reaching, taking it down. One more time. Lift, reach, lift, reach. and taking it all the way down. And now come onto all fours. From here, I want you to come into a cat, and then cat into child's pose, and then back into cat. Now, it can be a stretch, but I also want you to use the muscles back here to actively sit and squat. So you're tight here, working, and then propel forward back to here. Find your cat, coming down and back, and forward. Keep going. Where are we? Yes. Last one. And now from here, come beyond your regular cat, open your hips, chest up, smile, and just shrug your shoulders 3 or 4 times without jamming into your lower back. So shrugging down and up, maintaining the length through your lower back. 2 more. Shrug and press. 1 more. And then pull in through your center and sit back for a moment. Coming back onto all fours. If your wrists are tired, check out the wrist refresher exercises, or for this exercise, go onto your side into chest opener. All fours, thread a needle, changing side each time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist through. Soften the elbow just a little. The goal isn't to lie on the floor. Other side. Lifting up and twist through. And change. And soft elbow, turning the body toward the arm and forearm especially, without thinking of reaching up to tap your other shoulder. Lifting up, twist the spine without compensating to the side, and bring it through, and turning, turning, turning. Other side last time, no matter what I've said previously, and here you go. And last time, to your final side, and softly twist without cocking the neck around the corner, and sitting down just here. From here, sitting up. From here, sitting down. This is a preparation for thigh stretch, for back bends, for many things to come. Arms up as you sit. Arms down as you lift. Let's try again. Up and press back. So swinging up is quite passive and comfortable, but here, push down, lift the chest, open the hips, and relax. And hips. So try not to just use your momentum. Try to think here of extending, pushing forward with your muscles as well as momentum. Momentum is not evil. It is a marker of speed, and it's your job to learn how to accelerate, decelerate, and control everything in between. From here, just sit. Okay, new part coming up soon. So let's walk out into a plank position, or all fours, and step out and in into your plank. Back onto the all four position, and this can be done on your forearm. Step, step, close, close, just like that. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Now, while you're doing this, take your attention to the position of your lower back. As I'm stepping out, it's quite easy to do this. What I'm asking you to feel is connection down through the fingers, of course, and thumbs, but down through the big toe joint and back through your heel in an effort to think of pulling up into cat rather than cow or extension. And then I slide my second one back, maintaining the toe down, heel back. I pull in and I pull in. Stretch back, find the length, hold it, pull it in, pull it in. How fun. 2 more. Out, out, in, left leg leads, and we hold. Breathing in, and out 4 more times. Breath in, Keep the length, reach the heels back if it helps. 3 more times. About now I'm starting to fatigue and my shoulders want to drop. So I'm pushing down through my hands and my feet, then reaching back, last inhale. That's not true. Now it's the last inhale. Pushing back through my feet to keep the length, and from there, I kneel. Okay, let's look at your side. Now, before we go into the depths of side leg work, let's come into a forearm position where you're hovering at the waist. So not dropped into the floor in a curve, but I've made that triangle again between the mat and my torso. And actually, I just want you to hold this and not slump at the shoulder, the neck, or the waist. So being rigid is your exercise. And just to distract you for a minute while you're pushing down, lift your arm up and take it forward. Now, as your arm comes closer to the mat, oh, there's my head, long line, naturally you want to drop into it. 3 more times. Now, I think I just picked an odd number, you'll cope. Still pushing the floor away, making sure that I'm not breaking at the neck, the shoulder, or the waist. 1 more. Building that side oblique strength, 1 exercise layer at a time. And here we are, second side. I'm going to find that shape where I'm not slumped at the waist, dropped into the shoulder, or at the head. So I'm going to find that length. Make sure my hips are stacked rather than forward or back as they were. Stick my arm out in front, and I'm going to distract myself. Breath in, and breathe out, close down. In, and out. In, and out. In. Just really pushing that mat away takes quite a lot of work when you're focusing on these elementary concepts. And whether you're a beginner or a teacher, it's always nice to come back and give yourself a workout at a sensible pace where you've got room to make mistakes and try things and feel things and then ask questions. Okay, let's come up to standing. Let's do standing roll down and some saw and a lunge. Okay, so always take your time standing up, especially if you have some blood pressure concerns or you've been down there for a while. 3 standing roll downs, nice and clear. Peel down and hang. We've done these earlier in previous videos. There's nothing new here, but you're just letting your body have a moment. I'm standing in the V shape. You can also stand hip or wider width apart. Let your body drop, and then let your body roll up. Just 1 more, please. And stack it all the way up, so hips, ribs, shoulders, head, and you have that lift and they're vertical upon each other rather than a little bit backward, head forward. Take the legs wider, arms out to right hand, left ankle. Now, I just want to introduce you to that sideways and diagonal action. So I'm not going to be Pilates technical about the shapes of the exercise. And it is okay if as you twist and reach wherever you can reach on your other leg, if your body naturally goes from side to side. Right, now I'm not going to get too fussy about that. Good. So let's keep going then, if I'm not being too fussy, because it's a rarity. And the last one is coming up. And then from here, stay down, heel toe the legs together. Coming down into a runner's lunge position, left foot forward. And I'm going to put my hands on the inside of my left front foot. From here, I step back into the to the right, and I'm going to try and straighten my left leg. And then I pull back into a lunge. That's the point where you realize you've overspread your lunge. So you might come back in and think, oh, that's a bit safer. safer in terms of getting to 2 legs straight as opposed to causing an injury. Breathing in, lift up to your lunge. As you exhale, round your back and pull back from the fingers and the front foot. Both legs are straight, and now both legs are bent. That's not true. And with both legs are straight, the body weight shifts forward and the front leg bends. Back leg is straight, hips are down. And again. And hold, and switch legs. Hands on the inside of the front foot, step onto your back leg, weight is even. Breath in, and now exhale when you're ready, take the body weight back, take the front leg to straight, body weight comes forward, front leg bends. And pull back, and come through, and back, and forward. Long line here, not looking down. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, stretch through, dropping the hip without arching the back. Last one. Come into your lunge, drop your knee, and kneel. There we go. Part something of the second beginner sequence for TMR now. If you have any questions, please email me, nicholas@themovementrefinery.com.au. I hope to see you soon, and there'll be another beginner sequence coming out very soon. Take care.